Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'll be sharing a story time with you guys. It's so cringy. It's the worst date I ever have had. It was just so bad. So let's get on to the video. So this was recent. By recent, I mean it happened a couple of days ago. Okay, so I went on this date I don't know if it's even a date. Like, was it even a date? It was never initiated as a date, but I'm gonna say it's a date. So, okay, this is not my fault. Like, this is so bad. Okay, so this all happened on a Wednesday, which is a weird time to go on a date because it's a Wednesday, like the middle of the week. Like, what am I doing? That's bad to begin with already. So on a Sunday, me and my best friend were driving, and I was like, yo, like, I really want to go to a drag king show. And she's like, dude, go for it. And I was like, I will. And I hit up this guy. We're going to call him Jay. And now me and Jay known each other probably for a couple of months and actually talked for like this much. And I messaged him. I'm like, hey, have you ever been to a drag king show? And he said, nah, but I'm down. I was like, damn. I didn't even ask you and you're already telling me you're down. So I was like, yo, like, do you want to go on a Wednesday? It's pretty cool. It's a drag king show and then it's a club. And he's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So I stopped texting him. So days went by and it was Tuesday. So I texted him and I'm like, yo, like, are you still trying to go? Because I'm going to get my ticket. Like, I'm going to go regardless. And he said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Wednesday came along. I had school that day. So I was driving to school and I was like, damn, like, I really don't want to go anymore. I was tired. I had a test that day. Like, it was all bad. So I got out of class like around 4. And I texted my friend, I'm like, hey, like, let's hang out. And she's like, yeah. So I went with my friend and we were just hanging out, talking. And then he texted me and he's like, I'm going to be on my way. And I'm like, okay, cool. So he goes to school in LA, and the drag king place is in Santa Ana. That's a good hour drive. He texted me talking about he's here. I'm like, I'm 10 minutes away or some shit like that. So I got there, I parked. He said he was outside, like in front of the place. So I walked there. It was chill. Everything was chill. Everything was calm. We said hi. We hugged. So we went inside, and then there was a bar, and he was gonna buy beer. I sat down, we started talking, but you guys know how people click? Like, you guys just click and you talk endlessly. Like, you don't have to think about what you're gonna talk about, because it comes out, and you guys are talking, yada yada. That didn't happen with us. Like, oh, it was just so difficult, because I would talk about something, he would talk about something, we'll converse, but then it'll just be quiet for a cool minute, and I'm like, damn, I need to get out of here. But I was still trying to make the best of it. So the people came to our table and they were like, hey, we're gonna sit you guys down. So they brought us into where the show was gonna be at, and this place gets packed as fuck. But all of a sudden that day, nobody really came. Like, it was like 10 of us in there. Like, just 10. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, that's a signal from the heavens to have not went. And still trying to make the best of it. We sat down. He ordered another drink. I ordered food because I was hungry. Got some. What'd I get? I got some chicken strips and some regular fries and some lemon pepper fries and a water, and I was living. But that's not part of that. Wow, I got off track. So the host comes out, and it's always funny because she's always like cracking jokes and like just clowning on people. But we were sitting right in front of the stage, so we were the people who were gonna get clowned on. And sure enough, it happened. So she's all asking us, like, who's new, like, who's never came, and she straight up looked at him, and she's like, so you're a straight guy? She told him, like, I have a big dick too, you know. I bought it off of Amazon. It's big, black, and it has glitter. And then he starts laughing, and she asks him like, "Do you have a big dick?" And he kind of laughs it off, but doesn't answer. And she's like, "So you don't like talking about your penis?" And he just like says no. So she stares at me, and she's like, "Does he have a big dick?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So, whatever. The show goes on. I'm laughing. I'm having a pretty good time. I see him at some point. I don't know if he's having a good time. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe that's not his thing. Like, you should have told me. You could have just said, "I don't want to go." Or, like, "That's not my shit." But he did tell me. He did tell me that. Oh, he's a frat guy, you guys. I forgot to tell you. Jay is a frat guy. So he's one of those. And he told me one of his brothers from his frat is a drag queen. But he's never been. It just seemed that he wasn't having a pretty good time. So the show ends. And we're still sitting down. And he's like, "So what do you want to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Like, I mean, we could wait for the club." I was so persistent on waiting for the club because I didn't want to go anywhere else with this guy because, nothing's going to happen. Not like that. Like, it's just not. So I get up. I go to the restroom. I let him know, like, "Hey, I'll be back." So I went to the restroom. I came back, and he was like, "Do you want to go to a beach?" And that's, like, my spot. Like, the beach is my spot. I love going to the beach. But I said no. I said no. It's not going to happen. So I'm like, "Nah, like, it's cool. Like, maybe we could wait for the club." And as we were having this conversation, we were walking out. And I kept like, "We could just wait for the club. Like, it's fine. We could just chill and dance. Like, it'll be cool." So he agrees. He's like, "All right, fuck it. Like, let's go." So we turn around, we get back inside. And we sit down. It's probably like around 10-ish. And you know, clubs don't get cracking till midnight. And it's a Wednesday. We're sitting down, and still, like, we have some silences for a cool while. Like, we'll talk, and then dead silent for a while. And then we'll talk again, and then dead silent for a while. And then we'll talk again. You know what happens? Dead silence for a while. So it gets around, I want to say 11-ish. So we walk inside, and I see this mirror. I'm like, "Yo, like, there's a mirror. I'm going to take a picture." So I get my phone out, and I'm about to take the picture. He's in it. I don't really mind. It's like, it's okay. He puts his arms on my waist, and I don't take the picture. I'm just like, it's fine. It's fine. And then he takes his hands off my waist, so I'm like, okay, cool. So then I take the picture. Whatever. I posted it on Snapchat. And then there's these seats, kind of half-circled seats. I don't know what they're called. And we sit there, and we're trying to talk, but it's so loud in there. And I'm like, "Thank you, baby Jesus, that I don't have to talk now." But the music kind of was sucking. Like, I'm like, "Bro, like, why me? Like, why are you doing this to me right now?" So he gets up. He's like, "I'm going to go get another drink." And I'm like, "All right, like, cool." So he goes. I'm still sitting down. And he comes back. We're starting to talk again, like, with the flow. And he puts his arm around me. I'm like, "Okay, like, it's fine. Like, it's cool. It's fine. Like, I'll be fine." And then, like, I just really wanted to get up. I felt uncomfortable. When I feel uncomfortable, I kind of start laughing a lot and, like, giggling. And that's kind of what I was doing. So I was like, "You want to dance?" He's like, "Yeah." So we got up and we went to go dance. So I'm like, yes, like, finally. And he was moving, but, like, not really. We kept dancing, and then he gets really close to me, to music that you're not supposed to be really close to other people with. I'm like, "Okay, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna put you on the spot." So I wasn't. I was like, "It's fine. Like, there's no groove here, but I'm gonna let it slide." Whatever. The music still sucked, so we ended up sitting down again. And still, it was quiet, dead silent between us. It was loud as fuck inside. And I guess the music got a little bit better, so we got back up and we went to go dance. But this time we were on the opposite side of where we were dancing before. And there was a big wall next to me. And he kept getting really close at some point where, like, I just felt him staring at me. And I'm like, no, I don't want to kiss you. Like, I don't want to kiss you. Please, like, go away. So he would, like, hold me, and I'll be dancing. And then he'll pull me closer, and I'll be dancing. And then I'll just, like, slowly back away. And it worked. It worked for a cool while. But he kept staring at me when he'll get close. I'm like, no. And I would just, like, look to the wall and, like, admire the wall and literally just smile at the wall. Because I was so uncomfortable. And at some point, I would just turn to the DJ and then I would just, like, dance. And I guess he got tired of me doing that, so he just kissed me. And I didn't want to put him on the spot, so I kissed him back for, like, a cool while. Like, in my head, I was like, when is this going to end? Because it lasted a cool while. And I'm like, no, why me? Like, why me? I let it go. Like, after it, I was like, okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. So, kept dancing. Have you guys ever been to clubs and you're dancing? Where you start dancing is not where you're going to end up at later. You're going to end up somewhere across the room or, like, somewhere else. So we ended up way further in, like the cornered part. And I was like, no, why me? No. We weren't directly on the corner. We were like, really close to the corner. And thank you, baby Jesus. Because he had to go pee. And he told me, hey, I'll be back. I'm going to go to the restroom. I'm like, oh, yeah, go ahead. I got on my phone. I texted my best friend. I'm like, bro, like, he keeps kissing me. And she didn't reply. Like, why me? It was, like, midnight. It was like, almost 12:30. So he comes out. And he's like, oh, like, do you want to keep dancing? I'm like, I have to go to my mom's house. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, yes. Like, in my head, I'm like, yes, I get to leave. Like, I get to go home. So we start walking out. It's fine. Oh, my God. No, wait, hold up. I forgot to say something. So as we were dancing, some lady, she came in with flowers. Like, this bitch came into the club with flowers. She was selling flowers, and that was so uncomfortable. Like, I was looking away so much. I'm like, please don't come up to us. Please don't come up to us. Sure enough, she did. She came up to us. And I didn't want a flower. Like, I was fine. Like, you don't have to get me a flower. And I wasn't looking at him. He didn't get me a flower. Like, thank you. Like, that was fine. I'm gonna fast forward now. So as we're walking out the club, he kind of talks to me, and I'm like, oh, where'd you park? Because he parked outside the club, because it's not a street parking, it's street parking. So there's street parking with, like, the meters, and he parked there, and I parked inside the structure. So he's like, oh, blah, blah, I parked here. I'm like, okay, cool. But he had told me he was going to walk me to my car, and in my head, I was like, why? Like, that parking structure is going to be empty as fuck. If he tries something, like, this is my chance. I could put him on the spot, because nobody's there. So we're walking, and in my head, he's saying some stuff I don't really remember, because I was so focused with, like, what am I going to do? Like, am I putting him on the spot? I don't want to kiss him. Like, nah. So we're getting to the parking structure, and I tell him, hey, like, do you want me to drive you back to your car? Because that's a nice thing to do, you know? But in my head, I was like, please say no, because if you're in my car and then you get out, if you try to kiss me, like, that's, no. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, we work together. Like, we don't work in the same thing, but we work together. So there's a reason why I'm saying this. So we're walking to the car. He did tell me no, that he was fine, that he would walk back. I'm like, okay, cool. And I unlocked my door, and I was, like, trying not to look at him. And he says, oh, so do you work tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, like, do you? He's like, yeah. And he's like, I guess I gotta see you again. I'm like, well, that's kind of how we get along, by the way. He's like, I guess I gotta see you again. I'm like, well, I guess I gotta see you again. Like, what the fuck? And Whatever, we hug, we didn't kiss. I was not gonna look up to him, like, I was not gonna do anything. And I'm short. If you guys know me, I'm short as fuck. So, I don't have to look up to you. Like, I could just look straight. Like, I'm looking straight. He turns around, he leaves. I sit in my car for a cool second. I'm like, damn, what the fuck happened tonight? Like, what the fuck? I turn my car, I leave. I don't get to my mom's house probably till, I want to say 3 in the morning. And, because it's like a good hour and a half. It's a good hour drive. It's a good hour drive at that time. And it was just so bad. We didn't text after this. Like, I didn't text him. I wasn't like, oh, I'm home. He didn't text me if he was home. Nothing. It wasn't going to happen. Next day comes along. School ends early. My class ends early on Thursday. So I have to, like, there's no point in going home. There's no point of, like, driving somewhere and then driving all the way to the other place. So I just drove to work. And I'm like, I'll just chill there. Like, there's Wi-Fi. I could get some food. So I was like, all right, cool. And then I remembered, he's coming in a little earlier than I am. And I was like 2 hours early. So I got there, I'm sitting down like, oh my god, like, I'm planning, like, how am I going to avoid him? Like, it was so bad yesterday. Like, what the fuck? So I'm sitting there, and the time that he was going to clock in was getting closer. I'm like, oh god, like, okay, I got this. Like, I don't know. But the time was coming up, and I'm like, oh my god, like, is he here? Is he coming in a little early to, like, chill? Like, oh my god. He didn't. I didn't really see him. And so I was sitting down. I was on my phone. I was, like, watching a YouTube video or something. And then from my peripheral vision, I see him. And he comes up to where I'm sitting, and he's like, hey. And I wasn't trying to be weird. So I'm like, hey. He's like, are you coming in yet? I was like, hell no. I still got, like, an hour left. And he laughs, and then I don't remember what he says, but he leaves. And then throughout the whole night, I try not to see him. I think at some point he walked close to where I was at. I'm like, hell nah. And I walk away. And that was it. I didn't see him, like, at the end of our shift. I just didn't see him at all. And then the rest of the days, I still haven't seen him. Am I going to see him today? I don't know. Am I seeing him tomorrow? I have no idea. But that's it. So that's the end of the story, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a little all over the place. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye!
Hey guys, it's voiceover. I just want to let you know that my cover channel is on the right, while a previous video is on the left. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye!